Hi, I'm Erik Voss, and the new Halloween film is the fright you're looking for this season. That is, if your greatest fear is a gun-wielding woodswoman screaming at you while you're trick-or-treating.
Get out! Go home! Get inside!
I think part of the reason this 2018 Halloween has been so successful is the way the movie recreates the classic imagery and setups from the original John Carpenter classic, and that includes an intentionally mysterious ending. Now, I have already gone into the mysteries of Halloween's ending and its secret post-credit moment in another video, definitely go watch that, but we just learned that there was an alternate ending. And we can actually piece together from leaked drafts of the old script and deleted scenes shown in the trailers what that alternate ending was. So let's break it all down, and spoiler warning if you haven't seen Halloween yet. Okay, as you know if you've seen the movie, Halloween ends with Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, confronting Michael Myers in her remote home in the woods, which she fortified and booby-trapped in case he ever escaped and came after her. In the version we saw, Laurie initially sends her daughter, Karen Judy Greer, into the panic room under the kitchen, while trying at first to keep Michael out of the house. But he gets in anyway, and Laurie hunts him down room by room, sweeping through and blocking off every room, and they eventually meet face to face in an upstairs room, which Michael filled with Laurie's target mannequins. Here they both get in a couple nasty hits before Michael throws her out the window over the balcony. While this is going on, Laurie's granddaughter Allison finally catches up to the house and joins her mother Karen down in the panic room. Michael tries to get to them, but Laurie stabs him from behind, Karen shoots him in the face with her childhood rifle, and the three women trap Michael Myers down in the panic room, and it's revealed to be a cage of its own, and Laurie torches the house. So Laurie, Karen, and Allison escape in the back of a truck. Meanwhile, Michael's body is never shown, suggesting that he could have once again disappeared into the night. And of course, at the end of the credits, you can hear the sound of Michael breathing, implying that's exactly the case. However, if you watched every single trailer shot like a crazy person, you may remember a brief shot of Laurie and Michael engaging in a knife fight in the yard outside Laurie's home. Kitchen knife against kitchen knife. This shot was actually part of the movie's original ending. And we could see what that ending was by reading a final couple pages of an old draft of the film's script that was written by Jeff Bradley, Danny McBride, and David Gordon Green. In this alternate version, Allison arrives at Laurie's house earlier, when Laurie is still in the middle of her confrontation with Michael Myers downstairs by the front door. And Michael, referred to as the Shape in the script, a reference to the original credit Nick Castle received in the first movie, appears in the doorway on the front porch, and Laurie fires her last shot at him but misses. This leads to a classic showdown, with Laurie charging Michael like a mama bear and taking him on outside where their blades meet. Michael ends up stabbing her in the chest, and Laurie slices his arm. He's already losing blood from when Laurie shot off his fingers. They're both wounded. It could really go either way. And in this alternate version, this is where Laurie's daughter, Karen Judy Greer, emerges from the basement panic room. Actually, in this older draft, her name was Shayna. It was changed to Karen. And instead of her childhood rifle, she holds a high-tech crossbow. Now, there's a page missing at this point from the old script, but presumably Karen shot Michael with this crossbow, and the women exchange some words, and they run out to the road, where we see on page 94 they wave down a truck and then they escape. And this final page leaves us with Michael alone in the woods. Among all the mannequins, he sits by a tree and he touches his wounds, breathing, listening to sirens in the distance, and the final words say his breathing deepens, exhausted, or possibly his last. Okay, this sounds like a very clear setup for a sequel, with the final question being, will this still alive Michael Myers live long enough to kill again, instead of the theatrical version we all saw, leaving us with the question, where the hell is Michael? Is he alive at all? You'll also notice that, well, unless they crammed a lot on that missing page 93 of the old draft, the old version did not include most of the cool stuff that we saw in the actual climax of the final cut. Laurie sweeping through the rooms of the house, Laurie fighting Michael in that room that he filled with her mannequins, Michael throwing Laurie over the balcony, and Laurie stealing his move from the first movie and pretending to be dead but then slipping away, Karen pretending to panic and luring Michael down to the panic room but then shooting him with the rifle, Laurie jumping out from the shadows and stabbing Michael, and the three women torching the house. According to some unconfirmed statements by people claiming to have seen test screenings with the alternate ending, the ending without all this stuff came off as laughably bad and necessitated a reshoot to put all this new climactic stuff in. And yeah, this is unconfirmed. I don't know which version people actually saw. There's probably a lot of versions that were tested in front of audiences, so we don't really know if this original ending was really that bad. But this script does prove that Laurie did at one point face Michael one-on-one with the kitchen knife, and that Michael sitting among Laurie's mannequins was at one point the movie's final image, not, as we saw, a move that Michael made inside Laurie's house. Now, on the page, I definitely feel the catharsis of Laurie confronting confronting her mortal enemy with the same weapon he came after her with all those years ago, the kitchen knife. But the additions to the final theatrical cut bring even more symbolic reversals into the film's climax, which I go into super in depth in my breakdown of the movie. Now, Laurie's overall defense against Michael has multiple steps, vindicating each of her seemingly paranoid precautions around her house as actually useful, and building up to a fiery climax with several fun callbacks to the original classic. And compared to the ending that appears on the page in the leaked script, the one we saw gives us a lot more payoff, leaving Michael Myers' fate a lot more open-ended. Because, as we learned in movies like Jaws and in Carpenter's classic, it's always scarier to keep the monster out of frame and keep us guessing. But my question for you is, which ending do you prefer? The final cut ending that we saw in the movie, or the original ending that we now read in the script? Comment down below with your thoughts, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at EA Voss, and subscribe to New Rockstars for deep dives of everything that you love, horror movies and Marvel and Star Wars, Game of Thrones. And thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. Here is a bonus sneak peek at this video's original alternate ending. Thanks for watching, everyone, and here's my audition for the voice. I'm off the deep end, watch as I never meet the ground. What? No, we're not gonna reshoot this. Ooh, yeah, you were right to take that out.